Good evening, everybody. My name is Marissa, and I am the creator behind Missouri Makes. Today, we are going to be learning how to do the moss stitch, and I believe we can call it the seed stitch as well. I've seen it called both ways. I don't know if there's a difference, but I've seen people call it seed stitch and moss stitch. But all I've got here is some of my own hand-dyed yarn. This is fingering weight, and I believe this is a size 5 knitting needle. And I've already started on my swatch here. I figured we could go and work on it some together. Now, seed stitch is where you knit the purls and purl the knits. So if you see a knit stitch, you purl it. If you see a purl stitch, you knit it. And so that's what we're going to do. I've already got my swatch established, so it won't be hard for us to tell. This will help us understand what knits and purls are as well. Okay, so you see here, there's these bumpies here. Let me see if I can't zoom in a little bit. There we go. If you see this bump here? This bump is a purl stitch, whereas you see this flat, what looks like it reminds me of like a cancer ribbon, how it folds over like that. They call it a V, but that's what it reminds me of. And that is a knit stitch. And so we're going to go ahead, and if you have trouble starting your row, wondering what this stitch is, because sometimes it'll get all funky. Right now we can tell this is a purl, but sometimes it's hard to tell. And the way that I tell what I'm supposed to do on the first stitch is I look at the next stitch beside it. This next stitch here, you can tell this is a knit, so that means that I will be purling the second stitch, so I will need to knit the first stitch. So I'm going to knit the first stitch, and I'm going to purl the next stitch. And that's all there is to the seed stitch. There's a purl here, so I'm going to knit it. We see a knit stitch here, and I'm going to purl it. Purl stitch, so let's knit it. Knit stitch, let's purl it.
But you want your brain to know it.
And that's all there is to it. Just remember, you knit the purls and purl the knits, and you will eventually have seed stitch. What we do for the flat pieces is you just turn around and you identify your knits and purls. You purl the knits and knits the purls, and you will have your seed stitch. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you Friday.